Good evening. Tonight, we invite you to journey into the shadows of the human mind, where déjà vu blurs the line between memory and reality. For most, déjà vu is a fleeting curiosity, a trick of perception. But for some, it's a persistent, terrifying echo, a memory of a life never lived, a premonition of events yet to unfold. We'll explore 4 disturbing real cases where déjà vu became a waking nightmare. Are these simply misfirings of the brain, or glimpses into something far stranger? For the people you're about to meet, déjà vu shattered their sense of reality. Join us as we investigate stories where dreams become blueprints, routines become loops, and a child's words foretell tragedy. These are not just stories, they are challenges to our understanding of consciousness and time. Is déjà vu a trick of the mind or a glimpse into something terrifyingly real? Our first case takes us to Northern England, to a university student we'll call Clara. We're about to delve into a truly perplexing and unsettling experience, one that blurs the lines between reality and perception. In 2014, Clara began experiencing déjà vu so intense it threatened her sanity. It wasn't just a fleeting feeling of familiarity, it was a constant, overwhelming sense that she had lived through these moments before in excruciating detail. This wasn't the common, almost comforting déjà vu we all experience from time to time. It started in her dreams, mundane, specific scenarios, conversations, snippets of dialogue she would later hear verbatim, lectures, entire academic discussions unfolding exactly as she had witnessed them in her sleep, TV shows, even the commercials, the background noise, everything was preordained in her subconscious. Upon waking, she felt dread, a heavy weight of inevitability, as if her dreams were rehearsals for a future she couldn't change. The joy of anticipation was replaced with a chilling sense of predetermination. Soon, her dreams began to come true, word for word, moment for moment. The line between her sleeping and waking life began to blur, creating a terrifying feedback loop. At first she dismissed it as coincidence, a trick of the mind, but the occurrences became constant, an unrelenting barrage of pre-lived experiences. Clara described life as a rerun, robbed of spontaneity and discovery, a play where she knew all the lines but had no control over the script. She tried to rebel, changing her route, taking different streets to university, her clothes, experimenting with different styles, hoping to disrupt the pattern, but the core events always played out as dreamt. The same conversations, the same encounters, the same inescapable feeling of predetermination. The anxiety became overwhelming, a constant companion. Fearing mental illness and desperate for answers, she sought medical help, hoping to find a rational explanation for her bizarre experiences. Her case drew the attention of Dr. Chris Moulin, a cognitive neuropsychologist specializing in memory and perception. Extensive testing, including brain scans and psychological evaluations, revealed no neurological abnormalities. Everything appeared to be functioning within normal parameters, yet Clara's experience was undeniable. She was living in a state of déjà vu, already lived, a condition far more profound and disturbing than typical déjà vu. Unlike typical déjà vu, which is often a fleeting feeling of familiarity, Clara's certainty was absolute. To her, these were memories, not feelings. Concrete recollections of events that had yet to unfold for everyone else. Doctors theorized her brain might be mistagging new experiences as old memories, creating a false sense of familiarity, or perhaps her dreams were processing future probabilities with uncanny accuracy, essentially giving her a glimpse into what was to come. Was it a neurological glitch, a bizarre malfunction in her brain's memory system, or something more, precognition, a genuine ability to see into the future, however limited and unsettling? Clara's case remains a mystery, a perplexing enigma that continues to baffle experts. Was she trapped in a feedback loop of memory and reality, destined to relive her dreams over and over again, or glimpsing her own future, a prisoner of time itself? For Clara, the diagnosis brought no cure, only a name for her torment. She was left to navigate a world that felt both alien and terrifyingly familiar, forever haunted by the ghost of her own future. Her story is a stark reminder. Déjà vu, in its most extreme form, can become a prison built from memories of a future that, for some, has already happened. A chilling testament to the power of the mind and the fragility of our perception of reality. The New York City subway, a subterranean artery pulsing with the lifeblood of millions. Every day, a diverse tapestry of humanity converges beneath the city streets, each individual carrying their own stories, hopes, and anxieties. It began innocently enough on a seemingly ordinary Tuesday morning, But soon, a creeping sense of unease washed over him, a powerful, unsettling wave of déjà vu. He found himself anticipating events with unnerving accuracy. He knew, with absolute certainty, that the woman across from him, engrossed in her newspaper, would inadvertently drop it. He knew the precise moment the train would lurch violently, throwing passengers off balance. He even knew the exact words of the automated announcement that would echo through the car. The next day, the same sequence repeated, playing out with chilling precision. The newspaper fell, the train lurched, the announcement blared. By Thursday, a profound sense of dread began to consume him, the unsettling realization that he was trapped. He was reliving the same 3 minutes of his life over and over again, acutely aware of his predicament, yet utterly powerless to stop it. The subway car had become his prison, the daily commute his torment. Desperate for answers, for some semblance of control, Michael turned to the internet. He documented his bizarre ordeal online, meticulously describing the terror of being trapped in a time loop, a phenomenon that only he seemed to perceive. He sought validation, a lifeline in the digital world, hoping someone, somewhere, could offer an explanation or a solution. Driven by a desperate hope, he decided to intervene, to break the cycle. He reached out and caught the woman's newspaper just before it slipped from her grasp. For a fleeting moment it seemed like the loop had broken, the sequence disrupted. But his actions had unforeseen consequences. Instead of liberation, chaos erupted. A heated confrontation ensued, attracting the attention of the transit police. The situation escalated rapidly, leading to a far worse outcome than the monotonous loop he had been trying to escape. The phenomenon, whatever it was, seemed to adapt, to retaliate against his interference. It was as if some unseen force was determined to maintain the loop, punishing him for trying to alter its course. Undeterred, Michael decided to gather irrefutable proof. He would record the sequence on his phone, capturing the impossible events for posterity. On the following Monday, armed with his phone, he meticulously filmed the events as they unfolded, only to discover that the footage showed an empty seat where the woman with the newspaper should have been. It was as if reality itself refused to be documented, selectively erasing the evidence of the loop's existence. This was the breaking point for Michael. Was he simply hallucinating, a victim of his own fractured mind? Or was reality itself conspiring against him, selectively erasing any tangible proof of the time loop? The line between sanity and delusion blurred. Michael's online posts grew increasingly erratic, filled with desperation and paranoia. He experimented, desperately seeking a way out. He tried different train cars, different times of day, different routes, but the loop, with its relentless precision, always found him, trapping him once more in its suffocating embrace. Then, a final chilling post appeared on the forum. Michael declared that he would confront the woman directly, to see if she too remembered the loop, to find out if he was truly alone in this terrifying reality. After that, silence descended. Michael vanished from the online forums, his digital presence abruptly ceasing. His profile remained, a haunting testament to his claims, but no new posts, no new messages ever appeared. Did he suffer a complete mental breakdown, succumbing to the psychological pressure of the loop? Or did confronting the woman, the central figure in his repeating reality, somehow break a fundamental rule, triggering consequences he couldn't possibly survive? His story remains a chilling digital ghost, a cautionary tale whispered in the dark corners of the internet, the story of a man who claimed reality was repeating, and then vanished without a trace when he tried to prove it, leaving behind only unanswered questions and a lingering sense of unease. We now shift gears from the unsettling realm of urban paranoia to a story steeped in the pure, unfiltered innocence of a child. This is a tale that blurs the lines between premonition and coincidence, leaving you to ponder the very nature of fate. The Thompson family's 5-year-old son Leo began recounting a terrifying vision. He described a car crash in vivid, unsettling detail, a scene so real it sent shivers down the spines of his parents. He spoke of a menacing red truck, their own family's blue minivan, the vehicle they used for their regular trips, the horrifying sound of glass shattering on the road, and the devastating image of his mother being hurt in the collision. Initially, his parents dismissed it as just a bad nightmare, the product of an overactive imagination. But Leo insisted with unwavering conviction, "It happens on Friday. When we go to Grandma's house, please don't go." The sheer specificity of his premonition unsettled them deeply. Friday was their regular trip to visit Grandma. All week long, Leo's anxiety grew with each passing day. He pleaded with them, begging them to break their routine and not to go. The weight of his fear was palpable. On Friday morning, torn between dismissing his fears and the unsettling feeling in their gut, they decided to compromise. Mark, the father, would drive. They would take a completely different route than usual, and he would exercise extreme caution behind the wheel. As they cautiously drove along the unfamiliar back road, a sense of relief began to wash over them. Perhaps they had averted whatever disaster Leo had foreseen, until, without warning, a red pickup truck came barreling through an overgrown stop sign, slamming directly into the passenger side of their minivan, precisely where Sarah, the mother, was sitting. The horrifying reality was that the crash matched Leo's detailed description with chilling accuracy. Miraculously, against all odds, everyone survived the impact, although Sarah sustained significant injuries. Amidst the twisted metal and shattered glass of the wreckage, Leo sobbed uncontrollably. "I told you about the red truck, I told you!" Every single detail he had so vividly described had come to pass, despite their conscious efforts to avoid the predicted tragedy. Their desperate attempt to outsmart fate, to change the course of destiny, had seemingly led them directly to the very accident they were trying to prevent. The burning question remains: how could a child, so young and innocent, accurately predict such a specific and devastating event with such unnerving accuracy? Was it simply a bizarre twist of intuition, a random improbable coincidence? Or was it something far more profound, something that hinted at a deeper connection to the unseen? Leo never experienced another premonition quite like it. But for his parents, the haunting memory remains etched in their minds, a permanent and unsettling reminder that sometimes the most innocent and unexpected voices can speak of things that are yet to come, things that defy explanation and challenge our understanding of reality. Our final case takes to the skies a seasoned airline pilot, Captain Evans, haunted by a memory of disaster that hadn't happened. On a routine transatlantic flight, Evans was struck by a vivid, detailed memory, a catastrophic engine failure, alarms, emergency procedures. The memory was so real, he began mentally rehearsing the emergency checklist. Moments later, the exact failure occurred: engine shutter alarms, warning lights, just as he'd remembered. Thanks to this phantom memory, Evans acted with supernatural calm, guiding the crew through the crisis and landing safely. He never told anyone about the déjà vu, attributing his actions to training. Where did the memory come from? Was it intuition, his subconscious picking up subtle cues? Or something stranger, a warning from another reality? Some suggest in the multiverse, perhaps his consciousness carried a memory from a timeline where the flight ended in tragedy. Captain Evans retired soon after, unable to shake the feeling he'd lived through his own death. His story remains a legend, a testament to skill, and a chilling question: was his heroism training, or a gift from a ghostly version of himself? The woman who dreamed her life, the man trapped in a loop, the child who foresaw tragedy, the pilot who remembered disaster. These stories challenge our understanding of time and memory. For Clara, Michael, Leo, and Captain Evans, déjà vu was a life-altering ordeal. Their experiences linger between psychology and the paranormal, between glitch and glimpse. The greatest mysteries may lie within the uncharted territory of the mind. Are these echoes in time tricks of the brain, or whispers from a reality beyond our own? Perhaps we've all felt a flicker of what they endured, a moment of unexplained premonition. Consider your own experiences. Look closer at those moments you've dismissed as coincidence. In those glitches, we may find the edges of a much stranger reality. Science says déjà vu is a neurological hiccup, but what if it's a ripple in time, a warning we fail to understand? Have you experienced disturbing déjà vu? Share your story in the comments, share and subscribe to Shadowlore for more real-world mysteries.